Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, and today I am bringing you some big news. Now, sometimes news in the Pokémon Trading Card Game is so big, so exciting, so monumentally game-changing that waiting till Wednesday for the next edition of the podcast PTCG Radio, that's me, it just won't do. We need our analysis a little bit faster. So it might be Monday, and I might have just burnt my finger taking a pizza out the oven, but we are going to go through this news right now. There have been rumours all season, I've been hearing for months, rumours about changes to the structure of organised play for the Pokémon Trading Card Game. It is happening. So let's go through the news in a nice organised manner, going tournament by tournament. First of all, and by far the most exciting, there will be new championships. There will be 4 of them in Europe, North America, Latin America, and Asia Pacific. Now, we haven't been given details on exactly which countries fall where, although they should mostly be pretty gosh darned obvious. But there are no national championships. That means that all the best players in every European country are now going to be competing in the same big tournament prior to Worlds. We will still have the World Championships. These are going to be big. Moaning that Canadian Nationals is too easy compared to the US Nationals, don't worry, Canadian Nationals is gone. 32 players at the Czech National Championships, all scooping to each other to help them. They're gone. No more Czech National Championships. No more nothing. It was a little bit unfair that you would have 32 people in Czech Republic and you would have 200 people in the UK, blah, blah, blah. Now we've just got 4 big championships. They are going to be competitive. Want more good news? The prize pool for each of these events is going to be $250,000. That is $250,000 per event, or if you want to add it up, a nice round $1 million spread around the 4. And this, of course, is going to mean that everyone's going to pay much greater attention. All 4 of these are going to be looked at. Some people in the US didn't always look at all the European national championships. Some people in Europe didn't always look at all the Latin American championships. But when you've got 4 big tournaments only before Worlds, you know they're all going to be big. And there are travel stipends available based on championship points. Yay! Want more good news? Let's have a look at regionals. Regionals will be open to everyone. That means anyone can go to whichever regional they like. Each one of these is going to have over $50,000 in prize money. But the best news, they are going to be spread evenly. Now, to take the UK as an example, we have 2 lots of regionals, one in winter, one in springtime, and we'll basically have 6 consecutive weekends, huge gap, 6 consecutive weekends. And that happens around the world. It's not a good way to do regionals. Well, now they are going to be spreading them out a little bit. In their own words, they are making it easier for players to attend multiple regionals throughout the season. Also, kudos to whoever wrote the press release, because it said regionals, not regional championships. It's like they're mellowing out, and I like this. Now, there are a few questions here. Will there be fewer regionals, or will they have the same amount spread out? We don't know. And what does this mean for live streaming? Does that mean that live streaming is going to become more regular? Because as we've seen with official Pokemon live streams, we often have nothing, bunch of live streams, nothing. Will they be spread out a bit better? If there could be 1 live stream a month, I would like that, because I would watch them all, as I already do. And travel certificates earned at regionals can be deposited in an account for winners to use as they like. Doesn't have to be used for travel. What I like about this, we haven't had travel awards in Europe outside of Worlds. And I think this means that, and I don't know, we've only seen this one thing, but it looks like every regional, you're going to be able to earn travel certificates, either to Worlds or to these big, regional championships, these big continental championships, I suppose we should call them, at, just before Worlds. And what's awesome about this is, if you can't make it to these championships, you can just use the money. It's not like now where the top 22 in Europe earn a paid invite to Worlds, and if you can't go to Worlds, you get nothing. You get to keep the money. Do you want more good news? I've got more good news. The City Championships are going to be renamed to League Cups. Just so we're clear, League Cups and League Challenges, these are going to be confusing. If for no other reason, they both go down to LC. The initialism for both is LC. That's annoying. Not an acronym, initialism. Acronyms spell something. Initialisms are just the letters. Boom, learning. Now, what's really cool about these new League Cups is that every store can host one per quarter. That means that your favourite hobby store is now going to have 4 city championships a year. That is awesome. Now, it does say that they're going to have the same point structure as before, but they have not announced how many points are going to be needed to go to Worlds. So if they keep the 50 championship points for winning a League Cup, but they increase Worlds qualification from 300 to 400, then in real terms, they've actually decreased the amount of points given out. There's no word on prizes yet, so let's presume for the time being the winner's going to get a playmat and other people who do well are going to get packs of cards. I'm assuming there's no cash value here because it seems like the kind of thing that would have been mentioned. The press release went to great pains to mention the Continental Championship prize money and regional prize money, so the fact they're not mentioning it for League Cups, I think that says something. League Challenges, we don't know much about these. We know 2 things. They will remain as entry-level events, and they will still give championship points. There's been rumours for years that Pokemon are going to stop giving out championship points at these events and just make them fun, but in the release it refers to all events above giving championship points, and League Challenges are above. State championships are gone. Not a huge deal in Europe, to be honest. We never had them anyway. But you guys in the US who did have states might be sad about this. But if there are more regionals, it doesn't really matter. And they have said that they may approve independent nationals on a case-by-case basis, but the prizes and points will vary. So, yeah. Not too much information. The rumour I heard, and I don't know if there's any truth in this, what I heard was that essentially regionals are going to turn into national championships and there'll be, 1 or 2 per country per year, and then the Continental Championship. We've got the Continental Championships, so you might find that there are more regional championships, but especially in places like Europe, you might have to travel further. I don't think we're getting 12 regionals in the UK next year. I just don't think that's happening. So, let's finish with a little bit of a pros and cons list. What's good about this? We have a big tournament in each continent, in each region. This is awesome, it's prestigious, and the person who wins these is going to have really earned it. I am a fan of big tournaments which are difficult to win and attract hundreds and hundreds of players because you get a bigger sample size and blah blah blah. I like this. Secondly, more city championships. Always good. More money for prizes. Always good. Travel awards for every country, not just to the US. And even if the travel awards are only referring to travel to Worlds, you can still spend it if you're not going to Worlds. And the regionals are nice and spread out rather than being in big clumps. Any bad points here? Well, I'm a bit more cynical on my bad points, I'm afraid. First of all, there are no national championships, and some people like their nationals. Secondly, these big events are going to be much harder to win. If you're someone in the Czech Republic who can go to a 32-person national and try and win, it's going to be a bit of a shock when you now have to go to a presumably 400 or 500-person continental championship. And finally, and this one, it's going to sound bad, but I'm sorry this is going to happen. The way I've written it on my sheet is, that's right, I've got notes. More prizes equals more douches. When you've got tournaments giving out prizes totaling $250,000, you are going to have people who are going to be trying to gain an advantage in any way they can. It might make at least the top tables, where people are doing well, less fun to play at. And there are a few questions remaining. What are the Worlds points going to be? And that's a big question. How many points will you need for Worlds? Having said that, how many points are going to be given out from League Challenges and Regionals and Continentals? I know they're not called Continentals, but that's what I'm calling them. We've only actually had confirmation that League Cups, City Championships, are staying the same. How many regionals will there be is a big question that we need answered. And what are the prizes for cities? I mean, I'm assuming it's a mat and some packs, but I'd like it confirmed. This was the first hot take we've done in a little while. I'm going to edit this one up nice and quickly. My aim is to get it online within an hour of the news coming out. Wish me luck, ladies and gentlemen. There's a like button. Go click that bad boy. There is a subscribe button. Go click that bad boy. And if you already have, get a friend to subscribe on your behalf. And if ever a video needed a comment section, I think it's this one. Ladies and gentlemen, go nuts. Thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves till next time. As always, my name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.